Hello and welcome to Reykjavík Newscast. My name is Valur Grettisson, of course. I'm an editor-in-chief at Reykjavík, and this year, little darling is Polly, of course, our chief of morale officers. We're here downtown Reykjavík. We're at a very controversial square right now. There are a lot of things in news. I'm going to tell you about some of it, of course. Always visit our grapevine.is to find more in perfect English if you don't understand everything that I say. Also, we want to remind you on our online shop, of course. We have, for example, she loves this. We have this is hilarious. This is from, what was the company's name? It's Icelandic Plus. We have a new sponsor here. This is dog food. And it's capelin, which is quite funny and fun because it's also had like omega-3 and stuff like we get from our lýsi. It has it's a very nice, fishy, fish smell, if you like that. But it's quite good. It's we have had it at the office and we love this, and she loves this even more. But it's Monday. It's February. Thank God. This January is over. It's always the worst month in Iceland, both weather-wise and news-wise. And the news aren't over yet. We're doing quite fine when it comes to COVID, and we had a shooting, one more shooting. I told you also about this last week. But on with the news, right? You ready for this, Polly? Oh. Like we told you last week, there was this odd shooting at these political parties' headquarters. There were a few of them. There were it's called Viðreisn. To be honest, I don't remember even what it's called in English. It's a very new Icelandic party to the right, very liberal also. And there was also a shooting at the Independence Party's headquarters, as well as the Social Democrats and the Pirate Party. The police, of course, was investigating this, and it was, they didn't really know what happened, but it was obvious that someone shot at the window, and they thought that it was perhaps, from an air gun. But the thing is, things took quite a dark turn in the end of last week. On Thursday, it broke out in news that someone actually shot the mayor's car, the family car of the mayor's. And they found 2 bullet holes, and in the car they even found a bullet that they estimated from a .22 caliber rifle. This is, of course, quite alarming, mostly because this was the mayor's family car. And so, I explain this square here. This is called Óðins Torg. This is Hotel Óðinsvé. It's a very nice hotel. Bobby Fischer actually spent months here when he came to Iceland. And we also have one of the best restaurants in Iceland, Snaps here. This here area was more or less just a parking lot some years ago, until the city decided to change this into this wonderful square actually. But the thing is, the mayor lives in this neighborhood. He actually lives here somewhere. And there was a personal attack on him, through this. There is this group that they are against closing Laugavegur, our main shopping street, from traffic, and which is interesting because we're probably the only nation in the Nordic countries that don't have a shopping street that you can walk. We could always drive through it, but we're changing this slowly. But this has been quite disturbed. There has been quite disturbed because of it. And when they did this square here, somehow they made a video that embodied all the anger towards the mayor, which is Dagur B. Eggertsson. He's a doctor, and he's you've probably seen him somewhere in the world news. Michael Bloomberg, for example, I think it was Michael Bloomberg that he said that the COVID effort was more or less like how well we are doing here was more or less for him to think. It wasn't the case, but but I mean, it was a very like a positive view on Iceland, of course. But the square costed a lot of money, and they said like this was corruption, and that he bought like these. There was something fishy about these parking lots that he got for his own cars, which it wasn't. It was just completely wrong, and all this was stated in this video. The producer of the video actually apologized for it later on, and he's like a well-known businessman and respectable as such, and he of course is an honorable man and just said, I don't want to like don't want to have this wrong. Get this wrong. So he apologized and asked this association to take this video offline, which they haven't, I think. But the thing is, what happened then is that this video came out, showed his home, and there was this like very dark undertone in it, and like, wanna go here? And in this dark undertone, it was like this baseless accusation of corruption. I mean, you can feel what you want to feel about the parking lots, the banning cars driving through Reykjavík, but I mean, you don't need to have baseless facts about it. It's not corruption. It's more like a political view that the Social Democrats have. But they are, of course, also in coalition with other parties, like the Pirate Party, like with Viðreisn and the Left Greens. Got it? But the thing is, the police, they actually investigated the case. They found 2 bullet holes in the cars, and they arrested 2 men. One is in his 40s, the other one is in his 50s. The older one is still in custody, while the younger one was released shortly after being interrogated. And it's like, it has sparked a debate in Iceland, and well, a discussion at least, about like where we are heading when it comes to political rhetoric. Like you know yourself, Iceland is very safe. There is no, I mean, there is of course some security around the president in Iceland, but most people can just go there and like knock on his door and check him out. But of course that has changed a little bit past like 10, 15 years. The same with like the mayor, with the prime minister. There is not like a secret service or anything like that going on. And there has never been a reason for this, because we're not violent and we do not like we use our democratic right just to debate. Until now, of course. I mean, we have this shooting, and people are asking like, how can we ensure the safety of politicians? The thing is that what politicians say, they say like, just be like, don't be so aggressive in the discussion. If we want to like have a fight about it, let's do it in a democratic way. And they, of course, understand that politics are politics, and it can be quite merciless at times, which means that, of course, this is not always easy for the politicians, but it's possibly and probably not a reason to shoot at the cars or whatever. That's just next level craziness, I guess. Also, this has sparked a debate about like, and this has been set into connections with the attack at Capitol Hill in the US. And they say that there is no coincidence that you see such an extreme act in Iceland only weeks after the Capitol Hill. We kind of expected that things would go sour also in Iceland, but not like this, I guess, because Icelanders are like, I mean, we have never been exactly there, but you can feel it on the social media in Iceland that there are a lot of misinformation going on, and perhaps this is something that came out of that. But the man that is in custody, we don't know much about it, but he is said to be very much against the Social Democratic Party, which is also weird because the party is not aggressive in any way. It's, I don't know, like telling people to banning someone to drive here is not something you shoot someone for. Which is also interesting because although it is COVID, but like in the high summer in Iceland, when the tourists are here also, we have thousands of people here. So it's like it was just basically a time to reorganize the street in my and our opinion at the Reykjavík Grapevines. We understand that this is very controversial, but this is still what we believe. And on to other things then. COVID. We're doing incredibly well. We had no infections yesterday and none the day before. So we have 2 days without anyone getting COVID domestically. But we have gotten like a few, like there were 4 at the borders yesterday, and some, I don't know what it was before, but there are a lot of people coming to Iceland, and a lot of them have COVID. So there are like around 41 people in isolation now with the virus, and we are also the only country in Europe that is green, according to the European Centre for Disease Prevention and Control. They have a list, and we're green on that, as well as the Greek islands, which is, I think, the only other place that is green, and Finland is also doing quite well. Those countries that is doing the worst are basically Portugal and Spain right now. This of course changes quite rapidly all the time. And also it's looking better when it comes to the vaccine. I think BioNTech, which is a German company, they announced that they will give the EU 75 million doses of the 75 million doses of the vaccine. And of course, we're getting even more. So the EU has announced that they are quite optimistic that we will finish vaccinating 70% of all adults before end of the summer. I mean, everything can change, and we are of course hoping that this will be the case, but it feels slow. We only have just under 5,000 people that have been vaccinated in Iceland, which is, I mean, it's 1.5% of the nation, but I mean, it's of course, it obviously feels like it could get better. Yeah, there are more news, of course, happening. This is perhaps what's most concerning to Icelanders right now. This political attacks, I guess. I don't know what to call this actually. And of course the vaccine. Like you can feel, I mean, Iceland is very we're very free right now. Even our top epidemiologist, Þórólfur Guðnason, he said that Icelanders are probably the freest country in Europe right now, and we are not that concerned about COVID. Everything is getting a little bit just normal, I guess. We just need to see how that goes. Where do you want to go out? To the statues, yes. I'm going to show you some statues here. So that's it for the news. Thanks for watching, of course. We'll be back on Wednesday, and Art probably is doing some other videos for you to show you later on this week. Until then, just remember grapevine.is, our online shop, of course. Perhaps meira loðnu. I think it's loðna in Icelandic. Oh, this is capelin. Such a different kind of word in English. Yeah. It's so cold. It's quite cold outside. That's basically the only downer right now. Yeah. She loves this. Until next time, see you later. Goodbye.